This is Sweet Talk with Pauly B, and we have a special guest star with us today joining us. His name is David Bacerott Jr., and he's worked at Six Flags, and he's currently working at SeaWorld. And he is an actor, and he does stage work, and you guys should check him out. He does a pretty good job. Well, yeah, he does an amazing job, an amazing, spectacular, sensational. Here I am trying to say, oh, he's all right. No, he's a great guy. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you,
Thank
David.
you for having me. I appreciate that.
So how's it going? How's it's December. How's the holidays been going for you?
Very good, very good. Just spending time with family and having a good time, especially at the movies.
At
Having
the
a
movies.
great time at the movies. Actually.
Nice. And also, so as an actor, do you like going to the movies or obviously Professor Snape? Obviously,
I love going to the movies. Actually, I grew up going to the movies, and that's why I got into acting because we go to the movies all the time. But that having been said, once you actually get into acting, you learn so much more that you don't really get from going to the movies. So, movies were like the inspiration.
All right, great.
I'm a big movie guy.
So yeah, tell our listeners. So when's the first time? How old were you when you decided? Hey, you know what? I think I want to do this for a living, or I think you know what? Let me have a job. Let me work at etc. McDonald's to pay the bills. But in the meantime, let me pursue this acting career because you're. I mean,
When I was okay, when I was
How did it start? At what age were you?
when I was like
When you said I want to.
when I was like a little kid, and I grew up watching Barney. So Barney was popular. Barney the big purple dinosaur. For anybody that remembers Barney,
I think I remember. Yes, yes.
I remember telling my
I
mom,
love you. You love me. We're one big
"We're a
happy,
happy family." There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember telling my mom that I wanted to be on Barney. And she was like, "Really? You want to be on Barney?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to be on Barney." So at some point when I was real young, I came to the realization that I could actually act for a living because I grew up watching so much television and film that I had all these great ideas on being a lawyer, a doctor, a police officer, a firefighter just because of everything that I saw on television until one day it dawned on me that hey, I could be on TV. Like these people that are on TV, like what are they doing? They're actors, right? So naturally, I gravitated towards acting, and I was literally like 7 years old when I came to this conclusion. So I must have seen a lot of TV when I was younger to come to that conclusion.
Nice.
But it was a good decision because the good news is that my parents did support me in my decision to be an actor. Of course, when you're little, your parents always support you in everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, or at least you would hope that your parents would support you. And then when I grew up, my parents still supported me in my dream and wanting to be an actor. And well, it's turned out all right. Not too bad. I'm happy about it.
Great.
I'm happy about my decisions. Acting is fun.
Amazing. And some I don't know if you have some. So the latest you said you watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the latest movie that you went to go see?
Well,
That really intrigued you and you said, man, I cannot get enough of this. In fact, I'm gonna. There's this girl I'm dating. I don't mind taking this other girl I'm seeing to go see the movie and just hopefully they don't catch you.
I recently saw Justice League.
Justice League.
And this was
That's the one
surprisingly
with Batman, Superman, and
yes,
and the Ninja Turtles.
Yes, something.
I'm
No,
kidding,
that
I'm
was Doomsday. That was Doomsday. Although he did look like a fucked up Ninja Turtle.
Oh right, well that was Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, that was Dawn of Justice.
Yes. Anyway, so yes.
So I did see
it came
Justice
out. It
League.
came out in November, right? Of
Yes.
course, with the deliciously good looking. The women say I'm quoting women. Deliciously good looking Henry Cavill plays Superman. And the tall, dark, and handsome Ben Affleck. I'm quoting women. This is what women think. These are not my words. He plays Batman, the Dark Knight. And the okay-looking, not bad, from Israel, Gal Gadot.
No, the sexy Gal Gadot.
I'm kidding. The sexiest
quote me on that.
the sexiest woman alive.
She's from
Gal
the
Gadot.
Holy Land. She's
And
from Israel.
holy moly.
Holy moly!
Look at that beautiful woman. Which I first noticed her, and it was like Fast and Furious 8, 100th, because of course we've lost track of how many Fast and Furious movies. Number 2. No, it was number 3, number 4, the one in Brazil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Vin Diesel
movies.
ended up saying that cheesy line where like.
Ooh,
there's some grease under them fingernails, and she's like, I think you're thinking of someone
Actually,
else.
that girl was hot. That girl was actually.
Well, yeah, that's where she came out. That's where I know. That's where I noticed. Who is this delectable creature?
Is she like Portuguese or from Portugal?
No,
that was Fast Five. I even remember the movie that I saw her in.
The character.
It was Fast Five.
It was
she falls in love with the cop.
With the Brazil one.
With the Brazilian girl. Ooh. I don't know if she's as fine as like Gal Gadot, but.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
up
What
there.
are you talking about? Okay, when Vin Diesel falls in love with
talking
that
about Gal
Brazilian,
Gadot?
I'm talking about Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. Wonder Woman. I'm talking about the first time I saw.
But Vin Diesel wasn't in love with Gal Gadot.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that scene where they meet for the first time, where that actor, the bad guy, where like the cochiloco.
Well, there's been so many bad guys on Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Anyways, the first time I noticed Gal Gadot was in one of the Fast and Furious franchise movies, and then they killed her off in like part 6 or 7.
Yeah,
which was the worst mistake they could. Actually, it wasn't a mistake because now she is Wonder Woman, which makes all us men wonder.
She might have never been Wonder Woman if they had not killed her off, because they would have said, "Hey, we need you in the next film."
And that is the fate of destiny.
And then we would have ended up with Megan Fox as Wonder Woman.
Wasn't
and that
she?
would have been every boy's fantasy.
A couple years ago, wasn't she supposed to play Wonder Woman?
Actually, she was rumored to play Wonder Woman, but she actually, on record, she actually never wanted to play Wonder Woman because she thought it was silly. You know how Wonder Woman...
I bet you she regrets that now.
Yeah, she does, I suppose.
Of course, yeah.
But at the time, she was like, she's got a... You know how Wonder Woman in the comic books had a jet? Like this invisible jet?
The invisible, I think so, in the comics,
yeah. So she like mocked her lasso of truth and the invisible jet. She was just... she thought it was silly. I suppose she thought it was silly. Mm-hmm. But she moved on to bigger and better things like the Ninja Turtles. So I suppose that's...
Right. Where
I'm being sarcastic, but at the same time, I do like Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles
of course.
is a good movie.
And then of course, oh man, I'm sometimes I'm amazing with names, sometimes I'm horrible with names. But then she comes out with another guy in the movie that comes on Ninja Turtles, who does the voice of the Lego Batman. What's his name?
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett.
That's Will Arnett.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm Batman.
No, it's more like I'm brooding. I'm Batman.
Of course, and you do it better because you're a legitimate actor, and I'm like a D-list, not even D. I'm like an E. They Hollywood hasn't called me. I mean, that's why I'm here doing. I'm doing these shows. That's why
I'm awesome. I'm Lego Batman.
Yeah, I'm Lego Batman.
Bitch. I can't say that.
You can say bad words.
It's a kid's movie. You can't say that.
Of course. Yeah. But I had no idea that Zach Galifianakis did the Joker.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you had no idea Zach Galifianakis directed Justice League, which is why it's such a surprisingly good film.
Zack Snyder.
Zack
Snyder did Justice League. Anyways, back on point. It's because this is what Gal Gadot. This is what Gal Gadot does to us. We start talking about her physical appearance and her nationality, and she makes us go off topic. That's women. That's what they do to us.
Yes, they do.
They're so mystical. They're so mysterious creatures. And then also we have Jason Momoa. He plays Aquaman, and Ezra Miller plays the Flash. Ray Fisher plays Cyborg. And, of course, J.K. Simmons plays Commissioner Gordon. You know, okay, so you saw the movie Justice League.
Yeah.
And what was your take on it? You give it 2 thumbs way up, or what did you think of the movie?
Well, 2 thumbs way up, that's like a Siskel and Ebert
Of course.
type of thing.
It
Or
is.
Ebert and Roper.
Yeah.
I would say that I give it a thumbs up. I'm not going to give it... Excuse me.
Yeah, we have some water.
I'm not... Yeah, I need a water.
I provide water for all my guests.
I get choked up when I talk about comic books.
Okay. So it looks like you have something to say. So, yeah.
I'm not going to give it 2 thumbs way up because the movie does have its flaws, which are somewhat evident, especially with some of the CGI.
Okay.
But I will say that I do give it a good thumbs up. It is a good movie. This is actually a very good film. For what it's worth, for all of the issues that it has.
And by issues, what do you mean?
In production and pre-production, this movie had a lot of problems. More like obstacles.
Because they wanted to cast you as Superman, but then
yeah, sure.
I'm kidding.
Sure.
Was that I'm hitting under the belt there? No.
Sure. No.
No, you're this for the prequel. They're gonna get you.
I laugh because
They're gonna call you.
Henry Cavill's a great Superman, and if I were to play Superman, what an honor! But
Of course.
I cannot compete with this guy. This guy
Of
has
course.
like, this
First
guy has
of all-
muscles coming out of his ears.
Of course, yeah.
This guy.
He makes
yeah.
us look bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay.
A million times better.
So Justice League. I had only seen like the teaser, like that teaser that was released for
And
Comic-Con.
of
That teaser
Yeah.
trailer, the very first one that was like released
Yeah.
only for that Comic-Con crowd. That's all the previews that I saw. Mm-hmm. And after that, I just stayed away from the internet. I stayed away from all of the social media. I really did stay away because I wanted to see this movie. I was amped to see this movie, and I don't like to know about the movie. Me personally, like, when I see a movie, when I see anything theatrical, whether it be for television or film or whatever, I actually don't like to know a whole lot about what I'm going to see. I just like to see the teaser, the trailer, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So after that, I just want to go in and enjoy the film. And I did. I enjoyed the movie very, very much. I enjoyed it. Now, honestly, I will say that looking back, I actually like Batman vs. Superman more than Justice League. Because Batman vs. Superman is actually just a more... It's a more well... How do I put it? Batman vs. Superman is a film where either you like it or you don't. And I like it because I can tell that Zack Snyder put a lot of passion into it. This film is actually not really a Zack Snyder film. I don't know if you know that or not.
I thought Zack Snyder directed.
He gets credit for directing the film, but he didn't actually direct the whole thing.
He didn't. Okay.
Well,
But he wrote the movie.
okay,
He wrote Justice League.
I'll tell you what happened. From the way I understand it, Zack Snyder actually directed the movie Justice League. And then he had a family tragedy that he had to attend to, and then he couldn't commit to the project after that. So he called in
Oh, that's right.
a friend of his, Josh Whedon. Mm-hmm. And Josh
Whedon, of course, we all know him
is
from
associated with Avengers.
And of course, Josh Whedon, we all love him. For those of you who don't know, we know him from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then from there was a caricature called Angel, and then Angel got his own spin-off, which I love the show. I mean,
oh yeah, that's right.
Angel.
Yeah, that's right. You're
Yeah.
a fan of Angel. That's
yes, and then so that's people. Josh Whedon, he's a great guy.
So then
I love his imagination,
well, Josh Whedon comes in,
creativity,
and he is now in charge of finishing this film, and the studio, Warner Brothers, basically tells him, you need to finish this movie, but you can't make it your own because this is a Zack Snyder film. So this has to still feel like a Zack Snyder film. It has to look and feel like a Zack Snyder film.
From Man of Steel.
Yeah, like
Dawn
from Man of
Justice,
Steel, and like looking at the whole movie, he knew that there were changes that Warner Brothers wanted to make. They wanted to make the movie shorter, like just under 2 hours. They wanted to make it lighter in tone. So he has to essentially change this movie, finish this movie, and still make it feel like a Zack Snyder movie. But when it was all said and done, this was not the movie that Zack Snyder originally filmed. There were like millions of dollars spent in reshoots, which were extensive and time-consuming, and that was money that they could have spent in CG. That was money that they could have better spent in post-production. So this movie is really like a hybrid between a Zack Snyder film and a Joss Whedon film. But for what it's worth, the movie is actually good. It's actually a very good movie. It's actually, I'm surprised. Look,
I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry,
good.
but I mean, I'm gonna have to just disagree. I liked the movie, but I didn't love it.
I didn't love it like the way I love Batman vs Superman, because Batman vs Superman, I can tell Zack Snyder put passion into that.
I just felt. I mean, that's
a passionate film.
To tell you the truth, I loved the trailer more than the actual film. The trailer built it up.
Okay, hold up.
To a point where I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's actually happening."
The trailer. You know why you like the trailer so much?
Why?
Because everything in the trailer is everything that Zack Snyder filmed, and that is his movie. And all the stuff that you see in the trailer is not in the real movie because Zack Snyder didn't get to finish the film. All those scenes in the trailer, Joss Whedon took out of the movie. Because Warner Brothers has this ridiculous mandate to make it 2 hours. You can't make a movie this epic, this important.
Squeeze all the important facts. You cannot,
and it's already been filmed.
I'm talking about.
You can't rush into cutting this movie down to 2 hours on the fly.
I'm just speaking for all the fans. I'm speaking for all like the nerds, if you will. I mean, when you watch Justice League, the cartoons, Justice League, Unlimited, even in the comics, in my opinion, they made. Oh man, I love Ben Affleck. He's a great actor. I love him from all his movies. Right. I mean, the movie. I remember I saw the movie Paycheck with Uma Thurman.
That was a cool movie.
It was a great movie, right? And
that was a cool movie.
He's kicking butt left and right. He's kicking ass left and right. Yeah. But I mean, of course, Matt Damon kicks more ass. Put all those Jason Bourne movies together. Who you gonna want on your side? Of course, you're gonna want Matt Damon. Anyways.
Yeah, but wait, hold up.
Hold on. Sorry.
If you're gonna trust someone to save your life, who is it gonna be? Jason Bourne or Ben Affleck's Batman?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ben Affleck Batman because just to say, oh my god, the Cape Crusader saved my life. Okay, but first of all,
that's what I thought.
I loved Ben Affleck in Batman, Dawn of Justice. He was amazing. He had a point. It was a dark.
Honestly, he was the highlight of that film.
It was a dark and gritty.
He was actually surprisingly.
He was like, hey, we gotta kill this Superman because he has the power to kill us all.
I knew he was gonna be good.
And then it was like Alfred was like, hey, he is not our enemy. I just don't like the fact that they made Batman, Ben Affleck's version of Batman, like, hey guys, I have to get the whole team together because there's a big bad boss coming and we all have to come together, and like, why did he have to be the one to get everybody together? And in the cartoons and the comics, it's like
because Batman,
Batman is a loner. Batman is the best detective in the world.
Okay, but here's
Batman
the thing.
Doesn't need anybody. Batman can just be like, oh, Superman's dead? Good. I actually wanted to do that, in the last film.
Here's the thing.
The only reason why I didn't kill him was because, we have the same mom's name.
Batman working... Okay, well, look. Batman working with these...
The fact that... I'm sorry, but the fact that Batman was like, let's... spoiler alert, whatever.
Unite the Super Friends?
Batman was like, let's bring Superman back to life. And first of all, comic book and animated series Batman wouldn't want Superman to come back to life. He would be
I don't
like,
know if it
I'm
was
glad
entirely
Superman is
comic
dead.
book accurate.
It's just, I felt...
that Batman wanted to bring him back to life.
I felt...
And that the Justice League are the ones that brought him back to life. That's not... I don't think that's comic book accurate,
I just felt
actually.
that there was... The storyline was missing something.
And to be
It was
honest,
missing that boom, that pow. Yeah,
to be honest, though, I'm going to tell you something that's probably...
Something was missing,
I'm going to tell you
opinion.
something that's probably going to blow your mind. And that is that the way they brought Superman back in Justice League, the finished product, the theatrical cut, I don't think that was the original way that Zack Snyder had intended for Superman to come back.
Okay, why?
Because about a year ago, when they were already like filming this movie, before all the reshoots, Henry Cavill posted a tease on his Snapchat, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was Instagram. I don't know. I get all the social media confused.
Yeah, well,
He teased a very specific picture of a black suit for Superman.
I remember he was wearing the black suit.
It was just a little black. He wasn't even in the shot. It was just his suit, the chest plate. Black.
You know why? Because in the comics is the death of Superman.
Everybody knows that when he comes back, though,
because Doomsday kills him, and people think that he's dead, but he's actually in the Fortress of Solitude, and that robot machine is bringing him back to life. And Lex Luthor creates a clone version of Superman, and that clone version is pretending to be Superman.
Oh, yeah,
remember?
Okay, I vaguely remember this.
And then that Superman realizes that it's a clone, and it believes that it's the real Superman.
But I actually remember...
And then the real Superman comes out. He comes out of the Fortress of Solitude in the black suit and he has the beard.
Because his other suit was all messed up.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were gonna do, but in real life, the real life version of the movie, I thought that's what was gonna happen.
Well, at the least, because
they should have done that. The way, like in the Doomsday.
There's like several different versions of how they could have brought him back. Mm-hmm. Most would be comic book accurate. I would say it's because there's only one death of Superman. Like that was the highest best-selling comic book of all time, Death of Superman.
That is
so.
Correct.
When they brought him back, it was like an epic deal.
Like all hope was lost.
Now I think what you're
and the S stands for hope in Kryptonian, so
yes,
all hope was lost.
Well, see, I think what you're saying is comic book accurate.
Yes, yeah.
But from the way I understood it, I mean, there's different ways they could have brought him back, but it's all within the context of this one general idea of how he comes back. There's different ways as to how, more specifically, there's different ways as to how they could have filmed it. But I'm pretty sure there's only like really one specific way that he comes back. Now, all that story that you just said relates to like the comic books in the context of how they tell the story.
Right.
But for the most part, like my idea of how he comes back is a little bit different than yours. At the minimum, at the bare minimum.
So you say you had a problem with how they brought him back to life.
Yeah.
We agree on that.
Yeah, I had a problem. I did not like the fact that Cyborg and Flash had to dig up his grave. Because that's just like... It's just disrespectful to the body. You know what I mean? Like, honestly,
it goes against your beliefs. Of course, we're not going to talk about religion.
No. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with...
How dare they desecrate...
With God or the afterlife or anything like that. I'm going to tell you, the reason why I didn't like that they dug up his grave, first of all, is because as I'm watching this feel-good superhero movie, all of a sudden, it's just awkward. Like, I was sitting in the theater, and it was just kind of awkward, and it just kind of doesn't sit well with you in your gut. You're, like, looking at these epic superheroes, Cyborg and Flash, and they're digging up the greatest superhero of all time who's dead.
Right.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's one of those awkward moments where, like, you just feel awkward. It's just, like, so... Like it's cringe. Okay. Like, you almost cringe when you're watching it. You're like, really? You're like, really?
Yeah.
So, and here's the other thing. Here's the other problem that I have with that. Watching these two superheroes dig up the grave is awkward to begin with. It's kind of cringeworthy.
Okay.
But at the same time, let's think about who they're digging up. They're digging up the Man of Steel.
Of course.
They're digging up Superman, the greatest superhero of all time. Why would they have to dig up Superman? Isn't Superman an awesome enough superhero on his own that he would come back on his own?
He could Lazarus himself back
Exactly.
to life. He is Jesus
because
Christ.
if they have to, if the Justice League has to go out of their way to dig up Superman's body to bring him back, then that takes away from the whole Jesus aspect of Superman.
Right. You know what? I can understand. I see
Because
that.
in the comic book, Superman was
They make
written
him
as a Jesus figure.
And yeah.
You see his birth, you see his death, and you see
And
his
you know
resurrection.
what? A lot of the philosophy of Jerry Siegel, the creator of Superman. I remember seeing a documentary, and they talk about that. It's a whole it's the last son of Krypton, and you go to it's Jesus Christ is the last son of God, and
Or the only son of God.
of course, the only son of God. So it does have that feel to it.
Yeah, and I just felt like
You would think. I mean, so you're mad.
should be epic enough to be great enough to come back on his own, and that's how he should have come back.
So it's as if one of the 2 of the 12 apostles were to be digging up Jesus
The 12
Christ.
disciples, yeah, it's like
Apostles, disciples.
yeah. The whole miracle was the fact that Jesus rose from the dead 3 days later. And even though the Roman Empire thought that it was like a hoax, that somebody dug up his body so that people could believe that he rose again, the truth of the matter is that he rose again on his own. And after that, he walked the earth for 40 days.
Oh, he did?
He walked the earth for 40 days after he rose from the dead.
Okay. I mean,
he appeared to the disciples.
I thought he just came back with the disciples and like, hey, who does he say? Hey, Peter?
Who was the one that doubted?
No,
Was it
the one that no, the one was
the disciples.
I'm going back to Catholic school. Well, I mean, I'm remembering back my Catholic school days. Yeah, Peter was the one that denied him 3 times.
Peter denied him 3 times.
You will deny me 3 times. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Okay, when the disciples began to see Jesus appear to them, they started talking amongst themselves, and Peter's hearing this conversation. I'm pretty sure it was Peter that said, "I don't believe it. I wouldn't believe that Jesus is alive."
And that's
unless I saw it.
That's when he appears, and then when did he say?
I don't know.
If you don't believe me, then come and touch my wounds.
I don't know when Jesus. I don't know how long afterward Jesus appeared to him, but at some point Jesus did appear to Peter. And considering the fact that he came back from the dead, he could have healed the wounds from his hands, but he left them there
on purpose to say, "Hey,"
to show, "Hey, this is the proof right here. Look at my hands." And he showed Peter, and then he tells Peter, "You know what? Blessed are those who believe and yet have not seen." And he was talking about all of the hundreds of thousands of Christians that would come along years later after his resurrection to believe that Jesus really is the Son of God. He says, "Blessed are those, Peter, who believe and still have not seen."
So then, in a sense, you feel that
So I just feel like considering
Justice
the fact
League,
that Superman,
the fact that he needed help to be brought back to life,
just doesn't do him justice.
And
Pun intended.
And it kind of made him not so godlike anymore in your eyes, as a fan of Superman and as a fan of what is to be expected.
Well, think about
of
this
the film.
too. Look at what Zack Snyder built too in this series of
I
films.
get your point.
At the very end of the film, you see the dirt rising.
You see the dirt. The dirt was rising.
Now, if that didn't
whatever happened to that scene, then why did they add that scene at the end? That's another good question.
One of two things.
I'm wondering why.
One of two things was going to happen.
That makes me wonder.
Either right after that scene, Zack Snyder had intended for Superman to just like come out of that grave, out of that coffin, or it just means that if he wasn't going to come out of that coffin then, he was going to come out of it eventually. Now, the way I understand the story is that Doomsday kills Superman. Superman dies. He flatlines. He gets buried into the ground. But considering the fact that he's further away from the sun because he's 6 feet under, it takes his cells longer to rejuvenate.
He needs the sun's solar energy.
See, Superman
to bring his cells back to because it's a young sun, and that's where he gains his power.
Superman's powers derive from
the
Earth's
sun.
yellow sun.
It's a young
versus Krypton's red sun.
Of course, yeah.
Krypton's sun was red. Mm-hmm. Everybody on Krypton was human, just like us.
They were. There was
nothing super about the
Kryptonians.
Kryptonians.
Aliens, if you're an Earthling. To you, they're.
Yeah. But I'm saying
they're aliens.
On Krypton.
But on Krypton, everybody was Kryptonian, and that's that's
on Krypton,
normal.
Everyone
was the same.
Was just like you and I.
Of course.
They had no superpowers. Yeah. They were just regular people.
Yes.
Kryptonians to us. Mm-hmm. But on Earth, Kryptons, it's like Jor-El says to his wife, he will be a god to them.
He will be
because he has this power that comes from Earth's yellow sun. So he flatlines, he gets buried 6 feet under. Naturally, it's going to take the sun longer to reach his body.
To regenerate his cells and to regenerate.
But that dirt rising at the end of the film just goes to show that, hey, he's going to come back.
Eventually.
In the comic books, he comes back out of the grave on his own. Because his cells rejuvenate so much to the degree that his heart jump starts again.
But you know what? We can't. It's the same.
And he's got a black suit and long hair and a badass beard.
It's the same thing as we think. Like, let's go to the Marvel film.
That's how I would have preferred Superman to come back. Whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, they use the mother box to bring him back. The mother box,
which they're told the mother boxes are
they have this unlimited power.
You're not supposed to use them. That's why they were hidden.
They have this unlimited power though, but the mother boxes bringing Superman back, that could have made Superman evil, and that would have defeated the purpose of Batman killing him in the first place. So these are like plot holes in the film that you just take it with a grain of salt.
So what did you think? Okay, back to the movie Justice League. What did you think about the ending where you got Joe Manganiello or Joe
Manganiello,
which is the
forget about it. You're not gonna say it right. Don't say it at all.
Vinny, have you seen the new Justice League movie? Forget about it. Don't see it. David Bacerott Jr. says that he doesn't like it. So anyways, which is Sofia Vergara's husband.
Squeeze.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or is
no, they're married.
Or is that Joe Manganiello's? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Manganiello.
You know what? Let's just call him Alcide. I know him as Alcide from True Blood.
Yeah.
Anyways, Alcide comes out and he plays Deathstroke. Right, Deathstroke, and there you have Lex Luthor, played by
Jesse Eisenberg.
Of course, I just wanted you to say that. That's all. Okay, so what did you think about that? Oh, it looks like we should have a Justice League of our own. We should have a league of our own. So what did you? Do you think did that tease you to see? Ooh, I can't wait to see the next one. Because it didn't thrill me.
It left me curious.
It didn't leave me like when I stay at the end of the movies of one of the Marvel movies and I'm like, ooh, yes, Thanos is getting the gauntlet glove. Like, it didn't thrill me as much as when I see, one of those.
It just
like the ending of Thor Part 3. It left me at the edge of my seat. I was like, oh yes, I can't wait to see the next.
It just piqued my interest.
It didn't pique mine enough as when I'm watching a Marvel movie.
I was like jumping out of my chair.
Plain and simple. We could agree. Can we agree that DC needs to up their game?
DC.
Are you a fan of DC more than you are of Marvel?
I'm a fan of both DC and Marvel as far as the comic books are concerned. The movies, I'm actually a fan of both Marvel and DC movies as well. I'm a little more of a DC fan though, not necessarily because of the movies, but because DC has the better superheroes, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. DC has Superman, which is the greatest superhero of all time, as far as comic books are concerned, in my opinion.
Right.
DC has Batman, who is probably the greatest superhero of all time with no superpowers.
He is the epitome
I think Batman,
of what a human being should aspire to.
I think Batman,
both physically and intellectually.
Yeah. I think
you like that? You want more? I just came up with that on the spot.
that was pretty good, actually.
Okay.
You should be his PR.
Actually, I have my notes. I just read it off this piece.
Batman needs a PR, and Pauly B is the man.
Oh, thank you.
To PR that. Thank you. He needs a lot of good feedback for Gotham.
Actually, do you need PR? 'Cause, this is just my side gig. I just wanted you to know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, between my agent, my manager, my publicist, my image consultant, and everybody in between, well, sure. Why not? I could use another guy on my staff.
Why not? Why not?
Honestly, I'm a little more of a DC fan because they got Wonder Woman too.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash, which we don't even know. Most people think the Flash is just fast. But he's more than fast.
He's much more. Oh, I did.
Flash is really awesome.
I'm
talking about science.
I did like that little tease that they were
awesome.
Like, oh, let's see who's the fastest man alive.
That was
Flash,
a fun tease.
But you know what?
That was
Superman
a fun
didn't
tease.
run. He was gonna fly, and the Flash was gonna run.
Either way, because think about it though. If Superman ran. That might not be his fastest.
But
Maybe he's
what?
faster at flying, so it only makes sense that he would fly because he wants to race
But you know
him
what?
at his fastest.
In a way, I think Superman was cheating because if you remember back in Man of Steel, he doesn't really fly. He jumps, and he uses the gravitational pull to speed up. So that's what makes him fly. Like, we see it as him flying, but he's using the Earth's gravitational pull as him jumping. Because he's jumping up and down.
I never thought of that.
He's just using Earth's gravitational pull because his body mass is light.
Huh.
Science, bitch.
Wow, Bill Nye.
No, that was I said
impressed.
science, bitch. Who's that? That's my impersonation of.
Not Bill Nye the Science
No,
Man.
of course not.
I don't know.
I'll do it one more time. Science, bitch.
Are you Pinkman?
No, that's
You're Jesse Pinkman?
from Breaking
Mr.
Bad.
White, this is sick.
Science, yo. So, anyways,
It's just basic chemistry.
Jesse.
It's just basic chemistry, yo.
Wire. No, not wire. Copper. Okay. There we go.
Wanna cook? Jesse, where's the meth? Where is the meth?
So yeah. So anyways, that little tease at the end of Justice League, I like that, and they had to do that. That one was just for the fans,
Well,
what'd you think of
I like the film. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the film.
got a frog in my throat.
I like the film. It could have been better.
Of Ezra Miller's, portrayal of the Flash. Yay or nay?
I would say yay. He was actually like the highlight of the film. I think they gave him too many jokes. I think they tried to make his character like joke after joke after joke after joke. And here's the thing about it. It's like Ezra Miller's a good actor. When you see him in the scenes with his dad,
I liked him in that.
He's not joking around. He's not all fidgety. He's not talking
With
about
his
brunch.
dad?
Yeah, when he sees his dad in the prison cell.
Oh yeah. And
He's like
that
legit.
that
He's
guy's
good.
a great actor. I loved him in Almost Famous. I am a golden god. Remember Almost
was in
Famous?
that?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't even know he was in that.
I forgot what's his
His name is Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup, and also
Dr. Manhattan?
He's Dr. Manhattan from the.
It's weird that he plays Barry's dad though, because I heard
which is another DC.
Yeah.
So he has the honor of playing two DC characters.
That's weird though, because
he plays the Flash's father and Dr. Manhattan from
why did they do
from
this?
The Watchmen.
Yeah, but why did they do this though? Because I heard that Warner Brothers wants DC in the movies to have a crossover where the Justice League meets the Watchmen.
No, they don't.
This is
You
what I
did not
heard.
hear that.
So how is this guy gonna play Barry's dad and Dr. Manhattan?
I think you're just.
No, I heard this. I heard this online.
Don't get my hopes up.
I heard this
Because
online.
that I would definitely.
They're gonna meet the Justice
watch
League,
that.
and then here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna combine forces to
No, they're
defeat
not.
the Avengers.
Oh my god.
Boom!
That would
I just
never
dropped
happen.
a bomb on you.
You know they made a. Oh, I almost took you seriously
I'm
there.
joking. No.
Hey, you know what? You had me.
Hold
you
up.
had me at they are going to, and then you said they're gonna put Watchmen.
I'm joking
and
about.
then,
I'm joking about the Avengers, but I actually heard that they wanted Watchmen and the Justice League to come together.
They don't want that.
That's what I heard.
Hey, you know what? You convinced me. You're a good actor. I'm gonna give you a high five right there. You had me.
Yeah.
And the Oscar goes, and it will go. Hey, I mean, that's on your bucket list, of course.
That's on my bucket list.
Of course, you gotta.
Yeah, I won an Oscar.
Hey, if Matthew
on my bucket
McConaughey
list.
can do it, all right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I drive a Lincoln because I drive a Lincoln. All right.
I think you can do it. Hold on. Hey, that was good, but this is my the director in me is like, I think you can do it better. Give me more emotion. More Texas, Austin. Think Texas, Austin, Texas.
You know now. How come you never ridden in the back of the Lincoln? You know what? Maybe I should.
I remember when.
All right.
Okay.
Lincoln. Drive a Lincoln because it's a Lincoln.
Sponsored by Lincoln. And this shows.
And Rolex. And Matthew McConaughey.
No, actually, yeah. You know what? He deserved that Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Another, speaking of someone who deserved the Oscar, we have, what were your emotions when you were watching? Was it last year that he got when Leonardo DiCaprio got an Oscar? Was it last year or 2 years ago? For the Revenant.
Yeah.
It was for 2016.
Emotionally,
how did you feel?
I cried. Okay, no, I didn't cry, but I was.
How did you feel? Were you like, it's about bloody time?
Yeah, honestly, I was just happy for him.
Yeah.
And I felt like, wow, if it took him that long, if it took the great Leonardo DiCaprio that long to get an Oscar, how much longer will it take me? Damn.
How much work do I have to put in?
That's how I felt.
Hey, but
I was like, wow.
But you,
man.
you got you know.
We'll see what happens.
Dreams.
So Justice League, Pauly B.
I already said everything I had to say.
What do you feel? But I mean, honestly.
So the tables.
So
it looks like the tables have turned.
I want to know because I'm just.
Well, I gave you my opinion. I already,
I'm just over.
I said what I said.
Yeah, but I want to know which way you lean. Do you lean more towards you like the movie or more towards you don't?
I liked it.
I want to know who I'm
but
talking
I didn't
to here.
love it. And all in all, call me a sexist, but the only thing that I loved about the movie was Gal Gadot's ass. I said it. I'm a man. I'm a man. I don't know. My Jack Nicholson. Wrong verb. Someone went up to Jack Nicholson one time and they asked him, "Hey," like a woman went up to him one time and she asked him, "Hey, Jack, wanna dance?" And he looked at her and he said, "Wrong verb."
You sure she didn't ask Al Pacino? Because that almost sounds like Pacino.
No, it was Jack Nicholson.
Wrong verb. Next time, ask me to have dinner first.
That's good.
Now, why did I do that?
Actually, it's more like, you have to ask me nicely. I believe I earned it.
I believe I earned it.
Colonel Jessup, it would please me very much if you can send me the transcripts. Of course, I'll do that for you.
You're damn right I did.
You're damn right I did. Okay. I like that we understand each other. We just went off on our own trip there.
Yeah.
I like that I can talk to you and you know exactly what movie I'm talking about. It's not like I have to explain. No, you remember A Few Good Men and Demi Moore and Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson comes out in that movie. And they're accusing him that whether or not he gave
Private Santiago. Yes.
Private Santiago. Did you just watch that movie on TNT?
No, I haven't seen that movie in years.
That's weird how you just like out of the top of your head you can just.
I'm a movie guy. What can I say?
I kind of got that feeling you're a movie guy.
anything and everything that has to do with film and cinema is fascinating to me. Not just acting. I believe that if you want to be successful in your craft, you should learn anything and everything that there is to know about that.
Of course.
Which is everything that revolves around it.
It's like the air I breathe.
Cinematography, directing, lighting, producing, production, post-production, pre-production, the whole bit. It's all very fascinating to me. So, yeah. Like this movie.
And in the great words of Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie Catch Me If You Can, do you concur? I concur.
Yeah. Hey, want to hear a knock-knock joke?
Go fuck yourself. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Go fuck yourself. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. You know what? I mean, yeah, definitely. Anyways. Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
We could go on. I could go on it. I can go on I could go on and on here talking to you about, all these great movies, but I think we're going to have to call it a day because we're boring our fans. Or, I hope not. Please subscribe. Sweet Talk with Pauly B. Subscribe, please. Please.
Get
please.
Some more of that Pauly D.
Please.
With your vitamin C,
That's right. Pauly B. Not Pauly A, but Pauly
B.
Thank you so much, sir. Hey, he improvises. He acts. And you can see him currently working in SeaWorld. So did you see that movie? Hold on. No, it's because I don't want to end it. I want to, you got places to go, people to see.
You're winding down already.
But you saw that, I want to end it on a happy note. But you saw that documentary, Blackfish. Right? Blackfish? You saw that documentary where how they treat the orcas.
Yes.
And you work at SeaWorld. Now, how... Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, your manager is looking at me. Okay. I'm sorry. So there's the line. There's the line. Okay. Anyways,
you always knew where to find the line and when to cross it.
Just give me the line. Another artist, singer that sings, Sean Paul.
You're a funny guy, man.
Well, I'm glad you think so. You're the only one that thinks so.
The only man who will go from one trivial topic to another until he hits a nerve,
I like to push buttons, as you can tell. No, yeah. but wow. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to talk to this crazy guy called Pauly B. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
If you want to say anything to your fans, to your fans listening to you out there.
Well, definitely feel free to follow me, David Bacerott Jr. at youtube.com. You can also follow me on Facebook, David Bacerott Jr. My name, it's French. In French, we say it Bacerott, but in the American pronunciation, we say Bacerott. So that's B as in boy, Acerott. I go by David Bacerott Jr. because my parents didn't give me a middle name, so Junior on everything. Junior,
I like your parents.
Robert
your
Downey
parents,
Jr.
It sounds like they just cut right to the chase.
Freddie Prinze Jr. There's a lot of famous Jr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Hey, there's so many greats out there,
so many
and
great
I
juniors.
have the honor of speaking to one of the greats here.
Well, I appreciate that. You're a good man, a funny man.
And also, I forgot to mention that...
It's good to be on your show, Paul.
I forgot to mention that David here, he not only does he act, but he sings as well. And I thought it would be a great... Maybe you give us a little sample of one of your favorite songs. I know you don't want to sing a whole 2-minute song because our listeners have places to go, people to see.
Okay, well,
but maybe a little taste.
Okay, well, let's see.
Of one of your favorite songs, if you could do me that grand.
One of my favorite songs.
Gesture.
That's a little bit of a challenge here because there's so many great favorite songs that I have. I'll sing a song from one of my favorite singers, Elvis Presley.
All right,
King of rock and roll.
I believe I know who that is. Of course, everybody out there knows who it is. It's like,
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is actually, here's a Christmas song for the for the up and coming Christmas
for the
season.
holiday. Very nice of you to get into the spirit of things.
In the spirit of Elvis, I'll sing this one. So this is I'll just sing. I'll give you a little song here. Let's see. Got to cue up the mic here or something.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Thank you very much. All right, I guess we have to call it a night then.
That was great. That was great. Always keep them on the edge of the seat.
Always leave them wanting more.
Always leave them wanting more, and never let them see you bleed. What line is that from?
That's James Bond. That's the world is not enough right
do
there.
I love this guy? Do I love this guy?
Cute.
Thank you so much, Mr. David Bacerott Jr. for being here.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be on your show.
That wraps up another edition of Sweet Talk with Pauly B. And thank you for listening. You could always subscribe or like the video.